people understand what fiat money is now by authority. You know, it's fake money. That's what we basically have with every currency on earth. It's all by fiat, by authority. And so, you know, how do we value anything in a highly manipulated, highly censored environment? Big tech companies are censoring everybody. You can't speak the truth anymore. It's like George Orwell's book, 1984. It's, you know, it's a very discouraging time and very disconcerting in many ways. But one thing that has a lot of data in it, and this is why communism and socialism have been a disaster every time in history and every place on earth, is because they didn't have the data of accurate price signals. And price signals contain just a fortune, a wealth of data in them. So when any commodity in the market, whether it be a good or a service, has a price, and that price is determined by hopefully a free market, if not at least a relatively free market, if we use that price signal and all the data it has behind it, like why is the price of gold what it is? Why is the price of oil what it is? Why is the price of Bitcoin what it is? Why is the dollar valued compared to other currencies at whatever value it is? When we use all that data and we take maybe 40 of these products and services or commodities and services, and we combine them into an index and then compare that index to housing prices, we can learn a lot. And I think we can really mitigate any downside risk and possibly have a lot of upside potential by using that data.
If the numbers are accurate.
You're right. Absolutely.
And you know, so Kim and I remember when, how did they measure the value of a rent? They basically said, if you were living in your house, what would you charge yourself rent for? Yeah. That's how they got the rental value.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Kim, we bought our first house together. Kim had to go to our gold depository because we didn't trust the dollar. Right, Kim?
Yeah, we had been stacking silver bars in our closet in our master bedroom in La Jolla, California, when we were pretty broke.
Yeah.
We were buying our personal residence up in Portland, Oregon, and they said, we need $23,000 now, quick.
Right.
Because our credit was so bad, it's like we had to jump on this.
Right.
And so, yeah, I took the silver bars in grocery bags to the precious metals dealer down the street and got our $23,000.
Yeah, you know, that is a great story. See, if someone watching or listening has been saving to buy maybe their first rental property, and say they've been doing that for 10 years, no one told them they had to save their money denominated in dollars. They could have saved that money, that wealth, as they accumulated it. They get paid in dollars, but they could immediately convert them to gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, oil, orange juice, rice, anything, right? They could convert them to anything. And as they stored that wealth, the question is, if it took them 5 years or 10 years, what was it worth vis-a-vis the dollar? You know, everything in life is understood.
Go ahead. Hang on, because you're getting a little too complex for the rich dad crowd here.
Okay. Oh, come on.
That's keep it simple. Now, I was watching the Suns game, and there was a realtor there with her husband, and she had tax problems. And she was sitting with her accountant. This guy should go to jail, I think, personally. But I was listening to the conversation. And apparently, because the real estate market's been going up so fast, she and husband have been buying and flipping as well as selling, you know, as a broker. So they're getting commissions. So they were flipping properties and all this. But they never paid the taxes. Kim, I'm sitting there, I'm at Tomaso's, listening to this horror story, you know, I'm going, and I said, holy mackerel. So her solution was she was going to flip another property.
Right. Yeah.
And I said to her,
the taxes.
Yep. And I said, he's just making it worse. And she had no idea what I was talking about. She was going to short-term capital gains.
Right.
She was going to flip another property. And on top of that, I said, what if the market crashed? And she said, the words I've been waiting to hear. Oh, real estate prices always go up.
Yeah, right.
So can you remember those words?
I do remember those words. And that's why Jason, I like this index that you're doing, because everybody says, oh, the prices are through the roof and they're this and they're that, and they're so inflated. But you're saying maybe not, because let's compare it to real goods and services and see exactly where they do stand, not just opinions. Everybody's on opinions today.
I know.
Very few facts out there.
A lot of opinions with little data, right, Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Or
And
if the data is accurate, that's my other bitch.
yeah, that's a huge thing.
But understand how bad it is if somebody is afraid to give you true data because they might get deplatformed.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing, that's like that woman, that realtor with her husband with a CPA, going to flip her way out of a tax problem. I'm going, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. You know, it's like in I think it was your book, Robert, Who Took My Money, where you gave the comparison of the dairy farmer versus the cattle rancher, I believe.
Yeah.
And the flippers are the cattle ranchers, right? You know, but at some point that game of musical chairs ends, and those prices don't go up, and the flipping doesn't always work, right? So, yeah, better to be a cash flow investor.
How did you get into this, Jason? What's your background?
Into real estate in general?
Into everything you're doing these days. And tell us what you're doing these days. You
know, I grew up poor. I lived in Los Angeles. I had a single mom. It was a struggle for sure. And I saw an infomercial when I was 16 years old of a guru. This was before the Kiyosaki era. And I got his book and I read 3 chapters and put it down, and my mom read the rest. And about 2 years later, she said, you know, I've been checking out these real estate seminars. There's one in Anaheim. Why don't you go? And so I went, and that really inspired me to get my real estate license, to just kind of learn the basics in the business. And 6 months into my career, I was 20. I bought my first rental property from a client of mine. Yeah. So it's been a great ride.
In those days, there was a lot of them.
I think you can really determine a lot by it. So let's take gold, for example.
Is that what the HCI does?
Yeah. It compares. Yeah.
So I'm going to help you. How does somebody access it?
Well, they're accessing it right now, for example, and we've got a white paper on it that we're happy to share, and you can get that through my website.
Where's your website? Where do they go?
JasonHartman.com, just my name. Yeah.
And so what happens when they go on there and they have a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in Podunk? Can they compare that with gold? What is the comparison?